All right, so imagine this scenario. You meet a really cute girl, you hit it off with her, and you manage to set up a first date. You're excited, maybe even a tad nervous, but then bam, last minute, she cancels on you. You get a message like, oh, hey, sorry, but I can't make it tonight. You're probably thinking, for fuck's sakes, why did she have to cancel? But more importantly, you're thinking, what's the next step? What do I do next? Well, this is what we call flaking, and it's something that every guy will face now and again. In today's video, I'm gonna break down exactly how to handle flaking, how to recover from it, and how to reduce the chances of it even happening in the first place. Sometimes girls will flake on you because they're a little bit on the fence about you, So maybe you've met her in person and it was a short interaction, you were rushed, you haven't had enough time to, build enough comfort or attraction, or maybe you've met her through online dating and she hasn't even met you in person to really gauge what you're about, right? So she might be on the fence. Well, a girl flaking on you can sometimes just be an opportunity for you to demonstrate some positive masculine traits, right? So it could possibly be a chance for you to show her, how nonchalant, how cool, composed, and how positive you are. And that might be what's enough to tip her over the fence to actually want to come out and meet you. Guys often try to be overly accommodating when a girl flakes on them. For example, she cancels last minute and he responds with, oh, no problem, let's reschedule, or it's okay, how's everything going? Or, okay, no problem, how about tomorrow? The reason why this doesn't work is because it demonstrates a lack of self-respect. When you instantly forgive her and even make excuses for her behavior, you send her a message that her time is actually more valuable than yours, and that just comes across as desperate. When you're too quick to forgive and respond in an overly nice way, it makes it seem like you have nothing else going on in your life. Like you're literally just sitting around at home on the sofa, just waiting for her to call or text you in the hope that, you might just get her out on a date. Instead, you need to maintain a sense of independence and confidence so that she feels like she has to earn your time and attention. Some guys go way too far in the other direction and end up trying to discipline the girl. For example, if she cancels, they might say things like, my time is valuable. Don't make plans if you can't follow through. Not good enough. Or, not cool, I don't like to waste time on girls who cancel last minute. Bye. While these responses may sound confident because you're asserting your boundaries and being alpha, they often do way more harm than good. Scolding her and telling her off doesn't make you seem alpha, it just makes you look insecure and emotional. And most women won't respond by apologizing. Instead, they'll rationalize the situation in their head, thinking, wow, this guy seems kind of unhinged and intense. I really dodged a bullet there. Thank God I didn't go out on a date with him. If you get upset early on, she'll wonder, if he's this upset over something small, what's he gonna be like when we actually start dating? Aggressive responses like that only make her defensive and drive her away. Real confidence is staying calm and composed. If a girl flakes, for fuck's sakes, don't start crying about it. There's a good chance that if you handle it properly, you can eventually turn things around and get her out on a date. So now I'm gonna show you exactly how. Sometimes the best way to handle a flake is with a response that's super low effort. Basically, you're almost ignoring her message. And the reason why this often works is because you're sending her a signal that you're not, overly invested in her. So let me show you an example of how I recently used this technique. So I had a date set up with this girl for 8 p.m. It was a girl that I had day gamed a few days previously. At 11:07 a.m. she texts me, hi, would you mind if I cancel tonight? I have to work a bit more, unfortunately. Now, instead of me replying immediately, I wait, an hour or two, and I send a simple thumbs up emoji in response. So that's it. No additional words, no explanations, just a very minimal reply from me. And a couple of hours later, she writes again. She says, can we rather meet at 9 p.m. tonight? So here I wait around 20 minutes before accepting her counteroffer with a simple, yeah, cool, see you then. She says, cool, see you, with a winky face. 5 minutes before our date, she tells me she's waiting for me in front of the station. So it's funny how that morning, you know, she went from flaking on me to then arriving to our date 5 minutes early. So you can really turn things around if you play it right. This is a great example of minimal effort, right? I didn't react with frustration or urgency. I didn't start asking her specifics about why she was canceling. I didn't panic or like try to fix things, right? Instead, I just kept things chill. I just left the ball in her court. And soon after, she came back even more invested and even more eager to go out on a date with me. So I guess I really made her feel like she was potentially missing out on meeting with me. Being playful or teasing can also be a really good way to reply to a flake. It's an alternative way of showing that you're completely unfazed and that, you know, it's no big deal to you that she's flaking. I mean, it shouldn't be a big deal. You know, in most cases, you barely even know this girl. Maybe you've had a 10 or 15-minute conversation with her, so she doesn't owe you anything. She certainly doesn't owe you a date. If she does flake on you, you want to keep things fun while subtly letting her know that she's the one who missed out, without you sounding fucking heartbroken, right? So a playful response allows both of you to continue the text exchange without completely dampening the vibe. And that's really important, that you keep the vibe positive, because you want to leave it open for you to reach out to her at a later point and, you know, maybe get her out on a date eventually. So here are some examples of texts that you can use if she cancels on you. You can say, -10 points for the cancel. You're on thin ice now. Good luck with trying to make it up to me, with a winky face. So that one's really good because you're the prize and you know it, sort of thing. So it's playful, it's cocky, it's good. Another one is, guess I'll have to save my party trick for next time, lol. Playful, maybe a bit of mystery, right? So it's a good text. And it just, yeah, it's not butthurt, right? It's like, it's not overly reactive. It's just funny. Another one is, well, my evening just got a whole lot more interesting, but don't worry, I'll be sure to send you a postcard, with a wink face. So again, super playful, super cocky. She's thinking like, fuck, you know, what's he got planned? Is he off to Jamaica or something, you know? It's just a ridiculous response. It's hilarious. You're obviously not butthurt with a response like that. So this next one is one that me and Eddie just thought of today while we were drafting ideas for this video. And it goes like this. Canceling? Looks like I'll be robbing these banks solo then. More money for me, I guess. And that one is pretty fucking ridiculous and hilarious. The premise that your date idea with her was that you'd go on a crime spree robbing banks like Bonnie and Clyde is completely ridiculous and insane. Again, really playful response. She never would have heard that before, and it's definitely gonna make you stand out. One of the most effective ways to handle a girl who cancels on you is to flip the script. So you let her know that you've also got your own plans and you have to cancel too. You could say, funny enough, I was just about to message you that I also can't make it. Guess we're both busy. Or you can say, honestly, I was just about to say I couldn't make it. Glad we're both on the same page. Or you can say something a little more playful. You can say something like, I was just about to cancel myself. Looks like we're both a little bit too popular to hang out today. By doing this, you're taking back some of the power and putting things on a level playing field, right? So you're letting her know that she's not the only one who has a busy schedule. And you know, you're definitely not sitting around patiently on standby, just waiting to go on a date with her. In fact, because I'm genuinely busy most of the time, I often feel a little bit relieved when a girl cancels on me, because it means I can shift my focus onto other things that I've been meaning to do, right? Whether it's, you know, going out with friends, working on a social stoic project, or, you know, just listening to Sandu Chorba in my car. So the key with these messages is I'm not suggesting an alternative time to actually meet her. That would just come across as way too available and way too needy. Any follow-up meetings are arranged later on, you know, on a separate day, separate conversation thread. It's even more effective if you can back up your busy claims by posting about what you're up to on your Instagram stories, right? That way she can see you're not lying about it, right? And it creates a little bit of FOMO. One of the main ways to reduce the chances of a girl canceling or not showing up to a date is to stay in touch with her in the days leading up to the date. Too many guys make the mistake of setting up a date 3 or 4 days in advance and then going silent until the actual day of the date. they assume it's all locked in, but that's rarely the case. If you don't check in with her, she might start thinking you've lost interest, that you're not serious, or that you've been fucking deported, right? This uncertainty can make her second guess the entire date. To avoid this, you want to stay engaged with her. Send a few texts in the days leading up to the date, right? To keep that connection and that spark alive. Then on the actual day of the date, send a simple confirmation text. For example, hey, I'm just finishing up in the gym, I'll see you at 6. Or, hey, I'm just wrapping up with some business, I'll see you at 7 p.m. Or, just finishing steak with friends, I'll see you at 8 p.m. That last text is perfect if you think that she might be expecting a dinner date from you and you don't want to take her on one. That way you're subtly letting her know that you're already full, you've already had food, and she's much less likely to push for a dinner date that way. If she responds to your confirmation text with a yeah, see you then, you can be pretty sure that she's gonna show up. But if she doesn't reply, wait a few hours and send one final message, and send this: I didn't hear back from you, shall I go ahead and make other plans? This text has worked wonders for me and my students in the past. More often than not, girls who were previously slow to reply will come back to life and respond with, yeah, see you, sorry I didn't reply earlier, I was at work. So that final text really just puts enough pressure on her to realize that she might lose you, if she doesn't confirm. And sometimes they get anxious thinking that you might go ahead and offer the date to another girl. So it just taps into some healthy competition and gets her off the fence and right back on track. One thing to remember as well is not all cancellations are equal, right? There's a difference between her saying, I'm sorry I can't make it, and I'm sorry I can't make it tonight, how about we do tomorrow night instead? When a girl cancels but offers an alternative date, it's usually a positive sign. She's still interested and her cancellation was, likely a genuine one. However, even though this is a good indication, it's important not to rush into accepting her counteroffer straight away. If you immediately agree to her new date, it can make you seem way too available and needy, right? It can make her feel like she has all the control, so this is definitely not what you want. Be patient when it comes to, accepting alternative date suggestions. Here's how you can handle it. Let's say your original plan was for Sunday evening, right? And she cancels and suggests meeting on Tuesday at 7 p.m., right? Instead of instantly agreeing, you can reply with something like, Tuesday might work, I'll let you know. Then you can wait until the next day to confirm. And you can say something like, yeah, Tuesday works, but how about we meet at 7:30 instead? Let's meet in front of the Hippodrome Casino. Now you've taken back the reins, right? You've taken back some control, you've subtly shifted the time, you've, suggested a new location. The power is back in your hands. In instances where she suggests to meet weeks ahead, unless there's a genuinely good reason for it, I'll usually decline that sort of offer, right? So that is way too long to be waiting for a date. Reason being is you're giving a lot of time for life to get in the way, which is gonna increase the chances of her flaking on you. When a girl is delaying a date by a whole week or more, this is often a soft no from her, right? She might be delaying a direct cancellation, or you could just be one of her many backup options. Also, all that time means that the spark dies down as well. So either way, best not to agree to it. I usually respond with something playful and direct, like, hey, I live a pretty fast and spontaneous life and I don't really plan things that far ahead. I'm sure I'll be dead in a week. Let me know if you can do earlier. This response shows that you're not waiting around for her to make up her mind. Secondly, it creates a little intrigue. She might wonder, what the fuck you're doing that might kill you that week, right? So it's pretty fucking hilarious as a response. If a girl offers you a date in a week's time or longer, it's usually a disguised no from her, so it should also be a no from you. The only time I really make an exception to this is when I'm arranging dates with girls that are abroad, where either they have to fly in to see me or I have to fly out to see them. But that is almost never a first date. If she's in your city and it's a first date, she should be able to see you within a 7-day period. To minimize flaking, avoid setting up dates on Friday and Saturday nights, okay? These are busy days. People are more likely to have plans, especially for people who work a 9-to-5 job. So that means that girls are less likely to accept your dates on those evenings. And it means that they're more likely to actually flake on your dates on those evenings, right? Because they're probably getting bombarded with phone calls from their friends to go to the private sandu chorba parties. Let's be honest, no mortal man can compete with that. Also, you come across as having a little bit too much time in your hands and maybe not having much of a social circle or social life if you're always available on a Friday and Saturday night. Haven't you got friends to hang out with on Friday nights? Haven't you got social stoic videos to watch? Another reason why I hate having dates set up on Fridays and Saturdays is because venues are packed. It's harder to get the seating that you want. You have to make reservations, long wait times, and a generally chaotic atmosphere on a Friday and Saturday night. So hardly a good atmosphere to get to know a sexy lady. If a girl is flaked once, you can give her the benefit of the doubt. You can speak to her a little bit more and invite her out a second time, right? However, if a girl is flaked on you twice in a row, you should consider it a dead lead, all right? I wouldn't be messaging that girl again. Rarely, if ever, have I seen a girl coming out on a date after flaking twice in a row, okay? You wanna maintain your self-respect. So if a girl is flaked twice in a row, don't message her again.
No, that's it, Ross. Put it to bed. Right?
I've got Nelson's column right behind me, and Admiral Nelson right up there would agree with me when I say that sometimes you have to lose the battle in order to win the war. And what that means is sometimes you gotta let that girl go and walk away. And winning the war means retaining your manhood, your self-respect, and your self-worth. Believe it or not, in this video, I've barely scratched the surface of this topic, okay? If you need help with your texting, if you need help with your specific situation, you're kind of stuck in a situation, you don't know how to proceed, get in touch with us, we can help you, right? So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, we can offer online coaching. We can also offer one-to-one coaching globally in most places. If you want to improve any aspect of your dating or social life, the link is down in the description below. Thank you very much for watching today's video, guys. And until next time, peace out.